Hey everyone, welcome back to the coaching call. First question up for this week says, I did a 12-week cycle. First of all, this person's new to guided programming, and they're asking about previous cycles. They said, I did a 12-week cycle twice. It's a customized version of the RTS Generalized Intermediate program. On the first run, my squat went from around 160 to around 175. On the second run, the first half, I managed to bring my 1 rep max up to 183. Estimated 1 rep max up to 183 while still maintaining my body weight. But then on the second half of the cycle where the intensity goes up, it dipped back down to 170, which is even lower than it had been to start with. And I started to feel like I wasn't recovering. So the meet came last week and I had a max lower than my previous meet. And that applies to the deadlifts also, but not the bench. It's the same program and the other variables such as nutrition, sleep, etc. stay the same. If something like this happens, does that mean that I outgrew the program? Yes, essentially. I would think that if the training program is not generating strength improvements, or in this case, if it's generating a strength regression, then something's up. Something's not right with the program. You're not responding to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need more volume. In fact, that would be one of the last things that I would reach for. I would try several other things first. One, let's see if you respond to different exercises. Two, let's make sure that the exercises that we're picking are dialed into your weaknesses. Three, we might want to see if there's kind of a pattern. Do you just not respond well to higher intensities? If that's the case, then let's keep the intensity a bit lower and push more volume. And finally, if all of that stuff checks out and you still are not progressing how you need to, we may need to increase the overall workload. But I wouldn't reach for that too early. You want to reach for that, if not last, very close to last, because it's kind of a one-way street. When you increase the workload and you've adapted to this increased workload, it's really hard to go back. Your body tends to need that same level of stress further in the future to continue adapting. So we want to make sure that we're getting everything out of your body that we can before we reach for that. So yeah, that sounds, not atypical, especially running the same program more than once. Every program and every lifter respond to programs a bit differently, and it sounds like you just kind of found the limits with that particular setup.